Welcome to Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. Joyous conversations about what the afterlife evidence and modern science combine to tell us is true about our one reality. You have nothing to fear. You are eternal and you are perfectly loved. Knowing the truth changes everything. Now, here's Roberta.
Welcome to Seek Reality. I'm Roberta Grimes, and I'm so happy you're with us today. Our special guest today is someone who has helped many, many longtime Seek Reality friends. He's been a friend of mine for perhaps 15 years, I think. I first met him when I was in California on a speaking tour, and that shows you how long ago it was. I don't do speaking tours, haven't for a long time. But he is just such a naturally delightful guy that he invited me right back to his studio in Santa Barbara for a hypnotic regression session. And I was game. I was sure I couldn't be regressed. So I said, sure, I can be regressed big time. But the trouble was my spirit guide, Thomas, and many people here are familiar with Thomas. He would not allow me to be hypnotically regressed that first time. I remember it vividly. It was very embarrassing. And I think I've told this story a few times here. You all know Thomas pretty well by now, and he told Peter, no uncertain terms, he would not allow me to be regressed during this lifetime. I had had 17, and I already knew this by then, 17 lifetimes with Thomas, and he did not want any part of them to be any part of any kind of regression process. But Peter's very clever. He said, okay, Thomas. And I was, of course, in regression then. I could overhear what they were talking about, but I was not part of any of the conversation. Peter got Thomas to agree to let Peter bring my 17 past personalities into the room at the same time. And this is something which I didn't even know was possible, but he did. He invited all those personalities into the same room at the same time. So I thought I would see a variety of people in period costume chattering with one another. Oh, were you once Roberta too? Oh, isn't that fun? That's not what happened. 17 men crowded into that small room. All men. I have always been men in every one of those 17 lifetimes. All dressed in period costume, all looking confused. So that was that. We didn't even talk to them. I said, okay, I get it. I've always been a man when I was with Thomas. There were no affairs, in other words. This was all business when Thomas and I had our lifetimes together. So that was my introduction to the work that Peter does. And ever since then, I have been fascinated by what he does. Peter Wright is very good at what he does. Peter is a certified hypnotherapist based in Santa Barbara, California. He also holds the distinction of being only one of 40 board-certified past life regression therapists in the United States, and he has more than 25, must probably be more than 35 at this point, because that's always been in my little spiel when I talk about him. Working with thousands of clients over all those years on a variety of kinds of problems. And I only know about all of this because I've had him actually as a guest here. My goodness, I think this is probably the 23rd, yes, Seek Reality visit he's had with us. And every time I have him on, people call him. And then I hear back and say, oh, I talked to Peter Wright and he helped me with this and he helped me with that. He's been such a good friend to so many people who have called him after they have heard him on Seek Reality. I've been so happy that he has been able to help so many people with their problems. But frankly, because I've not been able to consult with him because Thomas won't allow it, I don't really understand so much what Peter does. I just know it's magic. Peter, welcome. And today, I think we're going to talk about a little more about what the magic is that you actually do.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for the invitation. I'm ready when you are.
But whenever we have had Peter with us, he's always told us case studies, things this person had this problem, this person had that problem, and this is how I helped him. And it was like magic each time. And finally, when I got in touch with Peter again, and I said, Peter, it's time for you to come back. Why don't we talk about what goes on behind the scenes? What is it that you do that is so wonderful? When you hypnotize people, how does it work? Because I don't understand it. I've really never been able to have this kind of thing done for me, although I don't think I have problems of this sort that some of these people, I've had people tell me, this is the problem I had, and they all sounded awful. And Peter fixed it. Wow, Peter, you do magic. Come back and do more magic. But now tell us what is it you do? How do you help?
I offer short-term hypnotherapy to clients who have a rather metaphysical approach to hypnosis. And so with this, we help connect you to your own inner wisdom team, your heart, your higher self, and all your guidance. So in order to do that, I'd like to first talk about what hypnosis is and then how I work with it.
Wow. Okay, go.
Okay. So for me, hypnosis is just simply focused concentration, where you're aware of where you hear the traffic outside, you're fully aware of everything going on around you, and you're in a deep state of relaxation. If you ever cried while watching a sad film, you've been in trance. Focused concentration. We go in and out of trance every day. It's easy to get there. It's quite similar to meditation. With meditation, from my perspective, you're in a relaxed place, but it's like it's like giving you an opportunity to see the whole picture. It's like a telescope. With hypnosis, same state of relaxation. It's like a microscope. We're inviting you to look within you to resolve the issues with the help of your heart, your higher self, and all your guidance. But in both, you're in a very relaxed state of relaxation.
I remember when you hypnotized me, and I was just in the process, and this was 15 plus years ago. I was just in the process of telling you, Peter, I don't think I can be hypnotized. And it happened. And suddenly I was totally out. And I was thinking, oh, of course I'm not hypnotized, but I was totally out. And you and Thomas were arguing. I could hear his voice, I could hear your voice, and the two of you were arguing. And I wanted to get into that argument, but I couldn't. I was totally zoned. It was a weird thing, but yeah.
And yet with hypnosis, it's awfully just simply focused concentration, where you're still, for my clients, fully aware of everything that's going on around you.
Yes.
You're outside, but hopefully you're sharing with me what's going on inside of you, because I believe so many of our answers are within us if we can just get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
And
the two of you agreed, you were arguing with him, and then you said, okay, then maybe we just have them come into the room, these 17 personalities.
Mm-hmm. And I invite you.
That would be all right. And so then you did. You invited them into the room. And there were then suddenly all these men in the room. And it was the strangest thing, Peter. Vividly, I remember it to this day. But it seemed to have nothing to do with me, and yet it was all about me. And I kept thinking, I can obviously get control of the situation. It's all about me, and I'm just lying here. But I had no ability to move. I couldn't do anything.
Well, for many of my clients, it's fairly easy to move, because you're just simply in a deeply relaxed state, like meditation.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, but
and then you said after, then you said let's let them leave again, and they all filed out. And then you said, all right, Roberta, something like on the count of 3,
mm-hmm.
You'll wake up. 1, 2, 3, and then I woke up. But I was totally zoned. Otherwise, it was just very strange. I'm sorry, don't mean to interrupt. I just think it's fascinating. Hypnosis is fascinating. But you're saying that when people are in that state,
mm-hmm.
you can more directly connect with or talk to or communicate with, or they can, their heart, their higher self.
And all their guidance, all
All your guidance.
in
Okay.
the
Wow.
physical realm. Because
That is great.
I find that about 60% of my clients are visual. So we go into a past life or meet with their higher self. And those clients see it all in their imagination. It's like they're starring in their own motion picture costume drama. Terrific. But 40% of my clients, and I'm in this group myself, are more auditory or sensing or feeling. So whenever I meet with, go into hypnosis, and meet with my higher self, I don't see anything. I hear it, I sense it, I feel it, I know exactly what's going on. I just don't see it. So it's very easy for my ego mind to say, Peter, you're making this up. Making this story, not that one over there. It's coming from somewhere.
Right.
And the trance state, your soul speaks through your imagination. Your soul isn't making things up. Rather, it's translating what is inside of you into first thought, first feeling, first image, first voice. So I invite you, Roberta, as you were, to be my tour guide.
But that's where you say first, you're not rummaging around for the one you want. You're just reporting what arises.
Exactly. From you, you're channeling that information.
Right.
See,
Right.
so I take clients into hypnosis and then on a journey up into the fifth dimension, up into the light, high vibration. We're now up in this high vibration, and I invite your heart to join us.
Yeah.
Now I'll ask you, do you sense or feel or see your heart? For those who are visual, it could be, oh, it's a red heart right out in front of me. Great. Well, let's invite that red heart right out in front of you to come forth right now with words like, I'm here. I'm here, your heart says, as you're channeling it. How do you support Roberta? It will tell us. We then invite your higher self to join us. How does your higher self make itself known to you? For those like me who are more auditory or sensing or feeling, it could instead be, oh, I can feel my higher self standing right behind me. It's warm, it's loving. In fact, it just said to me, it has my back. Okay, let's invite that voice to come forth through you with words like, I'm here, says your higher self. How do you support Roberta? It will tell us. I then ask your heart and higher self to form an inner wisdom team that we'll be working with throughout the session. And we'll be adding to the team as well. Often, one of your spirit guides may show up. Your grandmother may come in. I don't know. They want to help. And they bring with them so much information about your soul's journey that, in fact, they lead the session for us. In fact, you brought your to-do list. They brought their to-do list. And their list takes precedence over yours because they know where we need to go first, and they'll take us there.
Wow.
I recently came upon a quote by Albert Einstein, who said it's very difficult to resolve issues in the energy that we're in today.
Yes.
But if you go to a higher vibration, a higher level, and look down on the situation, which is what we're doing here, we're going up into the light, fifth dimension, looking down, you can much more easily resolve these issues because in that high vibration, with the help of your guidance, we can go anywhere, anyhow, any why, any when, past lives, this life, or somewhere else. And their guidance will take us there. Amazing.
Yes. Very amazing. Do you ever find any negative entities getting involved?
Absolutely. There's we live in a duality here in the third dimension. We have hot and cold, beautiful and ugly, good and bad. The bad is present. And so I've had a lot of experience in working with earthbound spirits, ghosts, negative entities, and other negative stuff out there that is here to stop us, here to prevent us from moving forward. So it's a key part of my practice, but one that for those clients who hear, for example, negative voice on occasion, just criticizing them, it could be intruder energies. So I have a lot of experience in helping clients get rid of those with the help of Archangel Michael, so they can, so the client can take back their power.
Because a listener actually told me that he had some very negative, one or more negative entities show up. And that you were able to handle that very well. He was quite surprised.
A lot of experience in that. So it's part of what I do, in terms of working with the client's guidance to help them resolve these issues.
Right.
By going to a past life or this life or somewhere else.
Well, good for you that you can do that. I think I would be freaked.
Well, we're just simply making sure that you are safe at all times, because part of what I do is to ensure that. So take you into trance, up into the light, invite your guidance to join us, and then we work with them to resolve the issues. And so what happens is, by doing so, I then take you, let me just see here how to best describe this. So I then invite you to imagine yourself standing in front of a magic mirror of truth. Mm-hmm. And to then invite that energy and just describe it to me. What does that the frame look like around this mirror? And then as you look into the frame at your own reflected energy or whatever comes forth, what do you notice? Ideally, it should be you as you are today, with a big smile on your face.
With a big smile, good. Right.
That rarely happens. Often the image could be of you as a child or a past life, or it could be a spirit guide, or it could be negative energy, or it could be colors moving across the screen of the mirror, or it could be blank. But whatever it is, I'm going to ask that energy to come forth through you with words like, I'm here. So I'm here, says the energy. And so we then invite that energy to tell us why it's present and how it can support us or work with us during the session. So what we're doing is we are creating resources that we can work with throughout the session to help you resolve the issues that you brought to the table. So that thus it can add to our inner wisdom team that we then partner with. We'll then, with the help of these resources, take us back to the cause or source of the issues we're seeking to resolve. Mm-hmm. So we'll ask your higher self, let's say it's an issue about relationships. So ask your higher self, does this issue have something to do with something that happened in this life or a past life? Higher self will tell us. Let's say it's this life. We can easily then go back into that experience in this life where the relationship started, where things began to run amok, if you will. And as I've mentioned in other visits to Seek Reality, I was at a workshop several years ago as a participant, and there was another hypnotherapist present, also a participant, and we engaged in idle chatter before the workshop began. During one of the breaks, she shared with me on a cell phone part of a video of one of his client sessions. Now, his client was in hypnosis, and they had invited the client's Uncle Harold to join them for the session in the imagination of the client. Uncle Harold had passed on years before, but in the video, you could see a little photograph of Uncle Harold dancing right next to the client's face. There was no photograph of Uncle Harold actually in the session room, but Uncle Harold was present. Thank you very much. Which proved to me that everybody is available to us in the trance state. Whether they're alive in physical body, we ask them to join us through your imagination, or their past life personalities, we ask them to join us through your imagination, or they are loved ones who have passed on.
And you're going to dance?
They join us. And they become actively a part of the session.
Right.
Ask them to come forth through. You're channeling them, and they are working with us to help you resolve these issues.
That's really funny.
It's amazing. So for those clients who have issues with relationships, right, with their bosses, with past lives, with anger, with emotions, whatever, we can easily invite the key people, whether it's this life or a past life, to join us where you can come to closure with them. by talking about these issues.
Right. Isn't that beautiful?
Amazing. As you well know, I'm a board certified past life regression therapist, one of about 40 in the nation. And since I've been doing this for 25 years, I found that it's very easy to ask your inner wisdom team, heart, higher self, and Archangel Michael, is this issue from something that happened to Roberta in this life or a past life? And Archangel Michael will tell us. It's this life. Okay, will you take us back to the cause or source? Yes. So we do that. If it's a past life, we'll go back to the past life that it happened in and invite you to re-experience that past life, to find out what happened, what went wrong, what were the key turning points in that lifetime. And then how did you die? What was your dying thought? And then from there, we take you into the bardo, that in-between place between lifetimes, where you can come to closure with those with whom you have unfinished business. So it's an easy way for you to find out not only what happened in that past life, what went wrong, where were the defeats, but then to have a chance in the conversation in the bardo, the in-between place between lifetimes, to meet with that person and perhaps speak your truth, apologize, get them to apologize, because often it's all about forgiveness, as you well know.
Oh, well, yeah.
All about forgiveness.
Oh, that's why we teach it so aggressively. Yes.
Yep. So it's a perfect way to help you come to closure here.
Yes.
By just simply speaking your truth and allowing all the key players to express their truth. And then through this, if it's a past life, I may ask you then to look deeply in the eyes of your wife as she was in that past life, down into her very soul. Does she remind you of anyone in your present life?
Yeah, yes.
Oh my gosh, it's my fill in the blank. You well know we're reborn with the same souls lifetime.
Yeah.
With the family and close associates, because that's where we learn our deepest soul lessons.
Yes.
So we can find out a great deal from exploring those particular past lives that can help you come to closure.
That's right. Yes, that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I recognize one of my children as someone from a past life. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very often that's true.
And so with this as well, it's easy to go into this life as well. And if the client is dealing with any health issues, for example, or pains or emotions, what we can do is invite that emotion to come forth. Let's say it's anger, to come forth and announce its presence with words like, I'm here. I'm here, says the anger. How long have you been with Roberta? How have you been affecting her? Who hired you? And what wants to happen to release you? And by asking those questions of the emotions in the presence of your heart, your higher self, and all your guidance,
yes,
you know where we need to go. Take off layer after layer of it. And they'll take us there during the session to help you come to closure, or take off layer after layer of it from them, from you. Fascinating work.
It is fascinating work. And as we talk about it, I hope that people listening can see how much easier it is to address problems that they might have this way than through talk therapy, week after week after week, hour by hour by hour, and you never get anywhere.
I share with clients my perspective from a hypnotherapist about talk therapy. From my perspective, for me, talk therapy is working with the conscious mind, the memory, and the ego. But it's all within a three-dimensional model of, this is all there is, folks. There's nothing more than what I can experience right now than what's in the third dimension. Well, there is so much more. So with hypnosis,
so much more. Yeah.
I take you into trance and on up into the fifth dimension where all possibilities exist for you. So,
You've lived so many lifetimes. There is so much more to who you are, even now.
yes.
So if you can access all those other lifetimes and access so much more of who you are, even now,
Yep.
how much more you can solve.
Because in that higher dimension, we are now working with your emotions from this life and past lives. Your physical body, what's happened to it in this life and past lives? Your physical body remembers past lives.
Mm-hmm.
A number of clients with lower back pain. There's a sword still sticking out of the lower back.
There's a sword. There's a sword. Ouch! That's sure going to make it hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. We take the sword out and the pain goes away.
Oh, gee.
Most importantly, working with your spirit body, your connection to your heart, your higher self, and all your guidance. So it's a broader palette of resources who are eager to report for duty and work with us. Another way of looking at this would be left brain versus right brain. For me, the left brain is that analytical part of you. It keeps the body functioning, the heart beating, the muscles moving. It's your to-do list. It's your how we navigate our lives. It's talk therapy based in the third dimension. But equally important is the right brain. For me, the right brain is your emotions, your values, your imagination, because through the imagination, we can connect with all your guidance. So for my really left brain clients, the engineers, the accountants who live their lives, I think, a lot out of their left brain, right up front, beginning of the session, I invite them to ask their left brain to sit on their left shoulder, take careful notes, and shut up.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Yes.
And their right brain sit on their right shoulder and invite their friends to come down from the non-physical realm, heart, higher self, and other guidance. They do, and they do. So it's a very different paradigm we're working with, but one that pulls in all of your guidance, that is eager to partner with us during the session to help you resolve these issues.
The problem is that materialist science cannot envision the fact that materialism is a failed way of looking at the world.
Right.
A failed way.
Yeah, I agree.
It's sort of like looking at black and white pictures and trying to understand the world from black and white pictures.
Yep.
There is no such thing as color. Well, that's just not true. Color is real. And if you do not look at color, you do not understand the world. The same is true of non-physical reality. If you do not understand that reality is essentially consciousness-based, you do not understand reality.
Exactly.
So there you are. So what Peter is really doing is practicing, I guess, psychological healing in using all of reality and not just materialism.
And all of the guidance available to us that is there just waiting to.
Yes.
I share with my clients my perspective on the spirit realm. So from my perspective, each of us has a little cubicle. I'm sorry. Let me start this over. I find that so with guidance, each of your guidance has a little cubicle, and then we're talking about spirit guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters from the light, and each of them has a little cubicle with a comfortable chair, a small desk, and a red phone. They're waiting for your call. They're bored. Give them something to do. They are here to support us. But Earth is a free will zone. We come to Earth to practice making choices. There are no wrong choices. There's just choices with consequences. And one of the choices can be, I'm going to do it myself. Great. Another choice can be, I'm going to ask for help from the unseen world. Help's all around. So I encourage my clients to ask for it because it's there. Before you go to sleep at night, ask for help to come to you. They're bored. Give them something to do.
They're bored.
So.
I certainly think that to call for help from your personal spirit guide, who has been with you throughout your life, who knows you better than anybody else does,
Mm-hmm.
is just common sense.
And
truly common sense.
Eager to help you resolve these issues. Eager, reporting for duty. And that's what
more than anybody else does on your team, on your side, even though he wouldn't let me be regressed to those lifetimes. Thomas said that I will get to know all that I wanted to know from those lifetimes after I die. That's the time, not during my lifetime. It's okay.
So what I find is that we then work with the guidance to help to ask them to take us through their to-do list for you. A lot can shift and change in just 1 2-hour session. We don't do everything, but we do some very important things on behalf of you based on their recommendations, help you to come to closure with negative emotions, with relationships, with whatever the issues might be, whether it's this life.
The thing is, you kind of get to the basis of all of it. When you're working with a client that you just met, you kind of go to the base of all of it in that 1 2-hour, whatever, 3 hour, I don't know how long it goes.
2-hour session. Yep.
You get to the basis of all of it. You dig through it all and get to the bottom of it.
Because your higher self and your heart and those we work with from the light know exactly where we need to go to get to that basic place, whether it's this life or a past life, and they will take us there so you can speak your truth, find out what happened, apologize, get an apology from them, whatever it might be that gives you an opportunity to take back your power. And
that's what people say to me who have gone to you. They say, I've been going to talk therapy for years, but he got right to the bottom of it.
Right. It's short-term therapy from my perspective. Absolutely.
It's really impressive that it works that way. And
from my perspective as well, we've now reaching the end of the session, having accomplished some key things on your behalf. I invite you in your imagination to come up with a sanctuary that you'd like to go to right then and there.
The sanctuary. Yeah, I remember this. Yep.
And so you're now, it could be at the beach or the top of the mountain in your backyard, but go there now and describe it to me. Oh, I'm sitting in a meadow beneath an oak tree on a beautiful spring day. The ocean's to my left, the mountains to my right, maybe. So as you sit there in your section.
Whatever feels good to you. Yep.
Let's invite your heart to join you. How does your heart now make itself known to you? We've been working with your heart for the last hour and a half. So my hope is you're on a first name basis with your heart. Oh, it's your heart right in front of me. Great.
Great.
Higher self. Where's your higher self? Oh, it's standing right over there. How do you experience your higher self? It will tell us. It's the same as before, but now you know them. Now you've channeled them. Where's Archangel Michael? Where are the key players who work with us during the session around you?
Right there. Yep.
So we place them around you. I then bring the session to a close. I then send you a recording of the session because the session is typically by Zoom or phone or in person.
Yeah.
So you can be anywhere in the world. You're sitting at home in bed, sitting up, on Zoom with me. Great. Perfect. And so, we then, so I then send you a recording of the session. Why you think you remember everything? You don't. Listening to it a second time allows you to stop the recording, ask more questions, and get more answers. I also include a link to my higher self shortcut. My voice, hypnotic music, takes you into trance and up into the light, up into your sanctuary. So you can listen to this, go up into the sanctuary, and reconnect with your inner wisdom team daily, whenever you want. I include 10 handouts to help you, sample questions to ask your inner wisdom team, how to prime the pump, the 21 essential angels, etc. We then get together a week later for hour or so follow-up session where we talk about what happened the previous week. And right up front, I'll review the goals we set. I'll turn to you and say, okay, what shifted? What didn't? What have you been thinking about? Any synchronicities? Have you listened to the recording? If so, any comments or questions? But then I take you step by step through the session, describing what I was doing and why, and underscoring the wisdom coming through you. Already you've experienced changes. You feel lighter. You're more in control. Life is much better for you. The relationships have improved. Mm-hmm. But by reviewing this on a conscious level, more can occur in terms of changes. Right. Well, then I'll ask, how are things going connecting with your inner wisdom team? So my hope is you'll continue to work with them on your own.
That's really much better. Yep.
Exactly. And so we can get together. At the very end, we decide whether we need to get together again. If so, you bring your to-do list, they bring their to-do list. I take you into trance, up into the light, and we pick up where we left off. But again, it's short-term therapy. So it's looking to help you take back your power by connecting you with your own intuition, your own inner wisdom team, that you now know what they look like and sound like and feel like, and they've helped you. So they want to continue to help you.
Well, you say it's short term, but it seems to be pretty transformative that people.
Yeah. That's why I spend right up front, for those who might be interested, I set up free consultations by Zoom or phone or in person, where we can talk about your issues for maybe for a few minutes. Then I'll talk about my approach. I've just described part of it here, most of it. And if there's a match, great. If there's not a match, great. You'll know. But I find that if you're open to it, wow, this is a way to help you quickly come to closure or take off layer after layer of stuff that no longer serves you.
I think it's great. I really do. Really do.
It's my own approach, but I found it to be so effective if you're open to it. And if you are looking to do something very different from talk therapy, because this particular approach that I'm describing is very metaphysical, but we're just inviting you to get out of the way, trusting first thought, first feeling, first image, first voice, and be my tour guide with the help of your own guidance.
Some people do seem to get attached to whatever it is that bothers them. Don't you feel that that's true?
Yes, exactly.
So they should probably come to you when they decide they want to get free.
Or they feel blocked.
Yeah.
So what can happen, tool that I use is, let's say that a client has fear. It's one of their issues, anxiety, fear. So during the consultation, I ask them to think about what is it that triggers that fear. So close your eyes, think about what triggers that fear right now. And as you begin thinking about what causes it, where do you feel that fear in your body right now, most of all? Because it's in a familiar place where you always feel that fear. Oh, I feel it in my chest. Okay. So as you focus on the fear in your chest right now, what color is it? First thought. Oh, it's red or black, whatever it turns out to be. What's the shape of that red fear in your chest right now? Oh, it's a circle. Okay. Can you take your mind, your awareness, your imagination, and surround that red circle of fear in your chest right now, taking control of it? Because up until now, it's been controlling you.
Yeah, that's not good.
As you surround it with your mind, squeeze it. And if that fear could speak, what would it say? Give it a voice, channel it. Fear may say, ouch, or whatever. So I then share with the client, or whatever the fear wants to say. I'll then say to the client, during a session in the trance state, we invite that fear to come forth through you and talk to us as if you were channeling it. Because I have some questions to ask that fear. How long have you been with Roberta? How have you been affecting her? Who hired you, as I mentioned earlier? And by asking that of the emotion itself, in the presence of your heart and higher self, they know where we need to go. And they'll take us back there.
My goodness, you're so good at this.
I've been doing it for 25 years. It's very easy to do. We just simply get out of the way and trust in the process. And it
Yeah.
takes us.
Wow. Good for you. Good for you, my dear. You must love what you do.
I love what I do. I am just very, very, very blessed to be able to be of support to, be of service to people who are on the journey, who are looking to evolve, to grow, to be all that they can be, to
Yes, the all that they can.
blocks that prevent them from getting what they want, because their guidance wants them to get what they want from their heart.
Yes, yes.
There's a way to do that, and we take off layer after layer. But it's short-term therapy, but I then teach the client to do it themselves. I'm happy to work with other client
Yes.
sessions, but I'm eager to push you forward in ways that support you and help your guidance then to work with you on your own.
So they can continue to be liberated by their own guidance.
Exactly.
And freer and freer. Yes, that sounds wonderful.
And their own intuition. Now they know what that heart energy looks like and feels like for them, and their higher self as well, and different spirit guides.
Become stronger and stronger and freer and freer. Yeah, what a beautiful thing that is. Wow.
It's great fun.
You hear from people in later years then?
Yeah, I do. I think they touch base with me on occasion, and I'm so pleased with the results they've been able to get on their own as well. Because we're
Oh, Peter, that's so great. That is really, really great.
stepping into your own power and so on. So it's going to be very, very beneficial. And it's looking to. And so those who might be interested, I invite you to go to my website, www.insightsfromwithin.com, and check it out. And there'll be if they're of interest, there's a form there you can fill out and email to me to say, let's get together and talk for 30 minutes or so about the issues. And I can talk about what I do. And if there's a match, we can move forward. And if it's not a match, that's fine too.
When of the people who have worked with you ever start wanting to help other people this way? Has that ever gotten to that stage? Yes, really?
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Yes. I'm eager to share my approach with others. And as I'm, in fact, on the board of directors for the International Board for Regression Therapy, which certifies board-certified past life regression therapists. So
you're certifying people now?
Yep. Eager to support the profession, if you will, as well as help clients, as well as train colleagues who are interested in working with my particular approach. So it all
works so well. I mean, this is something that really should take off.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's growing, and I'm very grateful.
Except, you know what? It works too well because it works so well. You talk therapy creates people who are dependent on the therapist, and so you can make a career out of taking people's money. I'm saying something which is heretical, but maybe people don't want to necessarily give people something that can free them the way this frees them.
And you receive results from the initial session. This is not let's get together 5 times and by that 5th session you'll finally be able to begin to change. No, I'm eager to help you in partnership with you. I don't heal anybody. I am instead behind the scenes partnering with you.
You're the enabler that helps people free themselves.
Together with your heart, your higher self, and all your guides.
Yes.
That's the key here. They are playing a key role, and we're just simply partnering together, you and the client and myself, to ask them to say, okay, guys, what wants to happen next?
Yeah.
They'll talk through you and tell us, or intuitively, I'll say, should we do this? And they'll say yes or no.
And my goodness.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. Well, I only know how amazing it is because I hear from people who have gone to you and they say, wow, this is so wonderful what Peter does. Yes.
Now we do it in concert with the client because the client is channeling this information, and it comes through as very high vibrational, and it works. It works.
works really well. Yeah, I mean, what you are doing is really a gift to the world. I just think I'm very grateful for all the people that you have helped that found you just because we had you as a guest here. I'm very grateful, my dear.
Well, thank you.
So we're coming toward the end of our time. What do you want people to take away from this? I mean, this is like it's as if we've discovered a new channel. You have a new channel into people's souls, into what it is to be a human being in a way. It's quite an amazing gift that you've discovered.
But we're asking clients to ask their heart what wants to happen. Follow the heart, not the head. The head is third dimension. The heart, as you well know, is fifth dimension and beyond. So I'm inviting clients to ask your heart, and if this appeals to you, let's talk further. You'll know. So just to help you move forward on your soul's journey by eliminating the blocks that hold you back, that prevent you from getting what you want in your life.
Yes.
It's a tool to use to help you evolve, help you continue on.
It's really removing the blocks between you and a closer relationship with God. That's what I think it really is doing.
And everyone around you as well. So you can have a better relationship.
We're all one being. Yes. How beautiful. It really, truly is beautiful.
It's all about forgiveness as well. Forgiving yourself and forgiving everybody, because we're all doing the best we can. Otherwise, we'd be doing something different.
Well, that's a pretty profound thing you just said there. That's truly pretty profound. Well, this has been so enlightening for me. But every time I hear you sort of talk about it, it still kind of shocks and amazes me that other people are not more eager to do this work. And as I say, the only thing I can come up with is kind of a horrifying thing, which is that, you're liberating people to such an extent, and it turns out to be such an easy thing for them to do. Once you teach people that their minds actually have this fifth gear.
Yep. It's connection. Yes.
It is so easy for them to learn to do it. They don't need you then, know?
Exactly. Helps all around.
Most psychiatrists love the idea that they get to have you in there every week or two forever. And maybe that's a career for them. I don't know, but I'm kind of horrified to think of that. But no, I think what you do is just a miracle. I'm very, very grateful that you're doing this work and so willing to do it.
Thank you for the opportunity to share this with your viewers, your listeners, and so on. I'm very grateful to you, Roberta, and your support for me. So thank you.
You have as much support as I can possibly give because I've seen the results. Except with Thomas, who won't let me do it. I got everybody. Of course, I don't really need it. I mean, I feel very free as it is, but fortunately, I don't need it. If I did, I'd be kind of frustrated with my darling Thomas. But anyway, stay right there. I just have to tell everybody what we're going to be doing next week. This is kind of a shocking story, but it's not surprising. Anyway, I'll be right back, my darling. Oh, that's always and his insightsfromwithin.com is the website for my wonderful, wonderful friend Peter. Oh, I can't tell you what a wonderful, wonderful man he is. Oh, once again, my darling friends, we've come to the end of our time together. Excuse me. This has been Secret Reality with Roberta Grimes. I'm so happy you could be with us today, and please never forget, you are a powerful, eternal being. You know that now, but you just need to know it even more deeply. You never began. You never will end. You are indeed eternal. And when you get that And when you really see all the implications of that glorious fact, it changes everything in your life for the better. Next week, our guest will be Christina Abalong. She's going to be with us for the first time, but hers is such an amazing story. Her younger brother was very young when he began to predict that he was going to die young, and he even predicted the details of his death and the color of the vehicle that would run him down on his bicycle. When he was 17, his whole prediction came true. And this was, of course, a horrifying experience for Christina, who wrote the book. And the book is called What My Brother Knew. We're going to be talking with Christina and talking about her book next week. I've started to read the book, which is just coming out now. It's pretty gripping, I must say. And this is not dissimilar from, many people know Mikey Morgan. He predicted his own death too, and we know why now, because he needed to come back to Earth because he wanted to be able to answer our questions. He's a sixth level being. This is a very different story. This is a little boy who knew he was going to die young, and he did, in just the way he predicted. Wow, what my brother knew. Quite an amazing story. Join us next week. It's just going to be, I think, and by the way, in the process, Christina learned so much. She grew spiritually, and she has a lot to say, which I've only, as I say, begun to read. Please be sure to join us next week, and we have a lot to learn, I think, from Christina and from her brother. This week we've been talking with our wonderful, wonderful longtime friend, Peter Wright. I've known him for almost 20 years. He's been with us for the 23rd time, and I've just come to realize how unselfish he is because he's basically discovered the key to liberation. He's a past life regression therapist. He is based in Santa Barbara, California, and he has learned how we can free ourselves just by accessing our own inner wisdom, our own spirit team, and Peter Wright is really something else. He's a past life regression therapist. He now certifies other people to do the work that he does. And I have talked with so many people who have been helped by Peter in amazing ways. So I can recommend him without reservation. If you have problems and you've been going to talk therapy and it doesn't help, Peter can help you in one session to solve the most amazing problems. As he said, if you've got horrible back pains and they can't solve them, just might be that you have a spear in your back from a prior lifetime. Oh my goodness, think about that. Insightsfromwithin.com. It's worth a conversation with Peter just to see whether he might be able to help you. I just love him. He is a wonderful, wonderful, giving and helping human being of the sort that very few really exist in this world. I have heard from people who have been helped in one session when other people could not help them, no matter how many times they had talk therapy. I've started to think talk therapy is just probably a dead end. Okay, I just have to quickly, even though we've come to the end of our time, mention Seek Reality Online, or seekreality.com. Craig Hogan is the person to consult about the afterlife. Look, many people say, I just want to blink out. I don't even want to go to the afterlife. It's not optional. Your life is eternal, whether you like it or not. So you may as well go there, learn what you need to know about the next life, and then be happy forever, because in truth, your own life really is eternal. And of course, Teachings by Jesus is your best resource for all the beautiful divine truths that are brought to us in perfect love by Jesus. Constantine did not tell us the truth. He started the religion. The religion has nothing to do with Jesus. And as the religion finally dies, Jesus finally can bring us the truth. So go to seekreality.com and then go to teachingsbyjesus.com. We're trying to help you understand the final truths that are more beautiful than any of us possibly can imagine. And now, of course, this has been Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. Please enjoy, please make the most of this coming week in our one reality, always knowing that you are a powerful, eternal being, and you most of all in this entire universe, you in particular, you are infinitely, eternally, perfectly, and forever loved.
You've been listening to Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. Roberta blogs and answers questions at robertagrimes.com. Join us every week as we explore what the afterlife evidence and modern science combine to tell us is true about the one reality we all share. Knowing the truth changes everything.